Well, what a wonderful breakfast. And when you think about it, well, it's probably Greek, Roman, maybe Phoenician, because yeah, not Egyptian food. Figs, honey. The Romans were delighted and the Greeks were delighted by these products, among, of course, olive oil. And these are all coming from traders in ancient times. So they had ships and they shipped goods and, well, they seduced customers to eat honey and eat figs and eat grapes, and of course they made wine. Well, alcohol. Yeah, but, well, that's also probably invented by traders and producers, and so, but, well, against that world is the Persian world of Zoroastrianism, and, well, Romans said their laws are too severe, too strict, so they wanted to enjoy life a little bit more. But there is to human nature something more fundamental, and that is empathy. Because, yeah, when we talk about Greeks and Egyptians and Persians, we talk about a few thousand years. But when we talk about empathy between humans, and probably communication and speech and sharing food, we talk about millions, well, maybe not 5, but because, yeah, apes, primates, they are only like 16 million years, but a million year is a lot more than 1,000 years. So I think, yeah, maybe the humanites, they come like 2 million years ago, cooking 1.8 million years ago. But anyway, a million year is more than 1,000 years. So I think that human nature, that empathy, well, and that fundamental understanding of each other, trusting each other, well, we call it love. And it is still a fundament of our society, a fundament of life. Of course, for me, yeah, it is more like, yeah, well, I have that thing, I don't say if this or that, I will feel happy. So, well, to me, I am more like the Greeks and the Romans, not so much like the Persians. So there is no perfect state. So you can't bathe twice in the same stream. It's never going to be heaven. Well, something like that probably. But maybe in hell it's a lot more fun. Well, I don't drink alcohol, and so it's not that I don't have sex with women all the time, something like that. So no, so it's not like I should go to hell. But I like honey, I like figs, I like grapes. But well, yeah, so, well, I of course would appreciate to find a wife, of course, but yeah. What I always hope for is she loves me, and well, I remember when a few, almost many years ago, well, I saw and I said, yeah, maybe well, I was thinking 40 would be the limit for having children, so a little bit younger, and of course, every time I wanted to love a woman, I wanted her to be single. And because, yeah, I hate those stories of men, and I hear them so many times. They have 3 children with a woman, and, well, no, so it's usually the woman who leaves the family when what I hear about. So a woman is, after having 3 children with her husband, is not happy with her husband, and so she, well, she finds a better one. But the men who do that, I hate them. It's often like a doctor, a surgeon, a flashy diamond trader. And what they do? Well, it's pretty simple. They seduce the mother of 3, promise her heaven, and then they drop her. And of course, then it's a problem to go back. Because, yeah. And I remember a guy I met in Varadero in Cuba, and he wanted to escape from Eastern Europe when he was young, but he couldn't because that would have repercussions on his family. So he waited until the Iron Curtain fell, and he immediately left with his wife and 2 children to New York. But there he didn't have a exactly legal status, and even on Christmas he had to work in kitchens, well, probably illegal, but and his wife left him for another guy, and then that other guy dropped his wife. And so, but at the same time, he had figured out he was a mining engineer, and migrating to Canada was a lot simpler than migrating to the United States. So instead he moved to Toronto, and well, his wife was paralyzed with something in the brain, blooding or something, and she, well, he had her back with him, so she was not on the holiday in Varadero. He was there alone. His kids were married, and one child met a Norwegian girlfriend and married her. So he was living in Norway, and the father was living in Toronto in Canada, and well, with his wife. But he felt alone. Yeah, he didn't tell me why, probably because, yeah, his wife had left him. Well, it was years ago, but so it is important to yeah to have that fundamental empathy with somebody, the trust in somebody. It's very important. I think so. Well, yeah, well, but on the other hand, well, if you don't have somebody like that, well, for the moment it's my parents, but imagine they are no longer there. Maybe I feel lonely too and should have a wife and children. But yeah, as you see, people get married and, well, it's no guarantee there will be that empathy. So, yeah, maybe it's better to have just a fan club.